This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and today we'll be revisiting the double wrench method of opening locks. Now, I recently discussed this method in video number 753, and there I noted that the traditional and most publicized version simply doesn't work on anything but the cheapest and weakest of products. But I also demonstrated that there is a far better way that will work on more substantial locks. Now, if you want to see that video, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But today, we're going to put this new method to a more stringent test by trying it out on these larger and stronger locks that will have a couple of links of chain secured under their shackles. So, let's head out to the garage and see what happens. Okay, we're out in the garage and we're going to start on this 50mm laminated steel padlock. First thing we'll do is put two ends of this chain through the hasp. And then we're going to start by trying the old method, where we try to spread the shackle out. Okay, let's get those wrenches seated in there. And I'm not getting any movement at all. In fact, it doesn't even feel like I've deformed anything. Looks like that lock's still in pretty good working shape. Okay, let's try the new method now. Put one in the bottom and one such that it pries that shackle up, and looks like we open that up pretty quickly. Looking carefully down there, it appears that I cut a small piece of the brass locking lug out. So clearly this lock was not up to the task. Let's move on to this solid steel round body padlock. Again, we're going to start with the old method. I think these wrenches are a tad too big. There we go, perfect. Okay, I'm not getting any flex at all. And again, I bet this lock still works perfectly. Sure does. Okay, let's try the new method. And if we look at this lock, we can see that it's a lot taller than the other ones. So we may have to do something to shim that wrench up. First, let's give it a shot. No, I'm not going to get any leverage that way. So let me try stacking another wrench on top of it, doing it that way. That appears to work all right. It feels like that shackle's moving. Let's take a look at that because it has moved quite a bit. You can see that shackle's come up, but it is not moving. It is very, very tight in there. So let's try to get it to move just a little bit more. Let's see, is that enough to get this chain link out? It doesn't look like it. And I'm going to have a really tough time moving that with my hands. So let me get a slightly larger wrench and see if we can do something here. There we go. I think that did the trick. Okay, my best guess here is that the brass actuator that's in between the two ball bearings probably was compressed when we lifted that shackle up and it pushed the ball bearings into it. In any case, we certainly were able to overpower that mechanism and opened it up without too much difficulty. Okay, we're back upstairs, and as you saw, the revised double wrench method was pretty effective on fairly robust locks. Now, I did a little autopsy of this round body padlock to find the point of failure, because opening this lock actually surprised me a bit. But what I found was that my guess in the garage was correct, and it was the brass actuator which deformed, allowing the lock to open. If we look carefully, you can see the point of deformation right up there on the top corner. This is actually a bit scary because it suggests that some pretty high-end locks may be vulnerable to this attack. I'll have to do some more experimenting in the future. But there are a few lessons that we as consumers of security products should take away from this. Most importantly is that a lock must be carefully selected for the application. You want to leave as little extra room under the shackle as possible. In that regard, closed shackle padlocks with high shackle guards like this one are usually a good idea, as are shutter style padlocks, because they allow very little access to the shackle and little room underneath. In any case, that's all I have for you today. If you do have any questions or comments, please put them below. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.